Hi guys. So today we're doing another chit chat get ready, and I wanted to talk about what the steps that kind of brought me to start a boutique. Like I said, I've only been running this boutique for a year, a little over a year. So I'm no expert. I'm still learning and small and everything. But I'm in it for the whole reason I started it is to be in it kind of for the long run, like 10, 20 years. So I don't really, I'm no expert. There's a lot of things I don't know. Again, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. We have the heater going right now, and my husband's working in the room right here. Sorry about any noise or anything. I try and put music in the background on low to try and wash some of it out. I don't know if you guys like that or not. I just saw it in another video and it seemed like a good idea. They just laid music quietly over the whole video because she was I think she was in like a college dorm, and she said that she likes it, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. That's kind of where we're at with the noise situation. So I started my boutique back when Josh and I lived in North Carolina. So at the time, I went to school for massage therapy, and I was working full-time as an independent contractor with this girl who ran her own business. Her name was Monique. Her business is Exhale Massage Therapy. She's booked like months in advance, so if you're in the North Carolina, Chapel Hill area and you want to book with her, book way in advance. I was working for her for about a year. I think it was about a year. I really liked it and everything. If you know anything about massage therapy, this is a whole other story too. When I went to massage school, I thought that massage therapy was going to be a kind of lifelong career. And I remember it so vividly because I remember I got home and was almost in tears, and I called Josh, and we were just dating at the time, and oh, okay, yeah, it's still going. Okay, so sorry, my husband came out and needed to grab the charger, and I was like, Josh, I'm disrupting my video, and he was like, well, I left the charger out here, sorry. But anyway, I was saying that, oh yeah, I was telling him a little bit about my massage therapy school. I remember it so vividly because I called Josh almost in tears that exact day because I was so upset because I thought I was in a point in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at all. I didn't have any degree. I didn't really have, a skill or anything. I didn't have any college degree. I just had a high school degree. So the only thing I could do, I wasn't finding my passion anywhere, and I was trying for the last 3 years. I thought film school was where my passion was at, and I was only in it for a few months, and I ended up dropping out of film school. It was just kind of, like in your life, there's kind of always this, like, I don't know how to explain it, kind of a low point in your life, and that's kind of where I was at, financially, and just I didn't have a direction. I was this 20-year-old kid that just didn't know what in the world to do, what I was meant for, what I was called to do. I was like, okay. I went to this tech school, and I pulled all the pamphlets of all the short career options. So anything that was anywhere from a 3-month program to a 2-year program I took. And I pulled a couple 2-year programs, but one of them involved, after I read the pamphlet through, one of them involved a lot of chemistry and math, which is not my thing. I would not say that's my strong point. A lot of math and science. It was to be like you work at a brewing company, you're the brewer basically. And then one of the other pamphlets that I pulled out was the careers at that school was a cosmetologist, but I called and to see if there was still openings because I applied really late in the summer too for the fall semester. It was just really late because I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I kind of procrastinated because I didn't know, should I just take a year off, or I didn't really know. And they said the program had a wait list of 2 years. I'm thinking, yeah, I am not waiting 2 years to go to school. At that point, you might as well just work, go right into the workforce of some sort. And then I pulled a couple more. Some of them were kind of office related stuff, but I don't know, that didn't really excite me, just office work and paperwork. So then I saw massage therapy, and it was 1 year and then you're done. And you go and work, and you make enough money to live off of, So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go into this. I don't know if this is my calling or not, but I just need, my options are don't go to school and just work at a minimum wage paying job. And like I said, didn't have any college degree, so I'm only making minimum wage. Maybe I could just go to school for this 1 year and get this massage therapy certificate or whatever and make more money, and then move and live on my own for the time being until I figure it out. So that's what I did. Yeah, I went and did that, and I remember it was it had to be within the first 2 or 3 days of school. And I remember my professor, she goes, this program is not meant for a lifelong career. And I couldn't, she said that most massage therapists end up getting burned out within 2 to 5 years or something like that. They get burned out. And they even had statistics in the handbook to show most massage therapists end up burning out. I remember that same day is when I bought all of the textbooks. You have to buy, it's called a massage therapy kit at the school that I went to, and it has all of the sheets, pillows, lotion, massage oil. It had all the textbooks, it had everything in it, and it's, I think it was around $150 or something, and I don't know if it was refundable. You just bought it on the school campus. I have to go with this. But yeah, this massage kit you just get on campus. At every college has a school store type thing where you can go and buy whatever, your textbooks, any school supplies, stuff like that. So you just get it there. I remember so then I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if this, I'm thinking, man, I don't know if this book that I got, this massage kit, is refundable, you know what I mean? And I that same day, as when I went to pick up the massage kit, I also paid school tuition for the semester, which was, I don't know, maybe around $2,000 or something. It's just a tech college, and so it's not super expensive when you compare it to a 4-year school, but $2,000 for a broke college kid that's working minimum wage, it's a lot of money. But the whole reason I went to that school also is because when I looked at the tuition and how much I was making at the job I was at, I could have paid for it with cash. So my plan was I wanted to pay for it. I didn't want to take another loan out. So that was kind of the idea of, and I could live at home with my parents and save money. That was kind of basically the only reason I went to that school, to try and make it work. But I remember she said that a lot of massage therapists get burned out anywhere between 2 to 5 years. And she was straight, I'm glad that she was straight up. I just kind of wish they would put it somewhere on the website or mention it the first day before everyone pays for tuition, or put it in the pamphlet. I feel like they need to advertise that a little more, not 3 days into the program after you already kind of purchase everything. So it's I'm glad she said it. I really am. I didn't want to go the whole year not knowing. I just wish it was kind of plastered everywhere, heads up, do this, but just know there's kind of I wouldn't consider it a long-lasting career, but so I got home. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention, with burnout, a lot of massage therapists get carpal tunnel arthritis, and they get it early on because you're working with your hands. But someone that has no experience or knows nothing about the human body. Like me, I didn't have any classes in high school about anatomy or anything like that. You know, I didn't know that. That can get, it sounds stupid, like I should have connected the dots, but I didn't. It was just something I didn't even think about, you know? So yeah, you get, when you're working with your hands a lot, you're kind of getting early onset arthritis, carpal tunnel, anything like that, because it's all this stress and tension on your bones and your hands and muscles in your hands and everything, and you can get lower back problems. All right, this is editing Brittany here. So I'm editing the video right now, and I want to throw in, I'm not, you know, slamming massage therapy, because I worked in massage therapy for a year and I did like it. You know, it helped pay Josh and I's school loans off. I'm not trying to slam on it. I know it might sound like it, but I'm really not. I'm super grateful that I went to that program, and I learned more than I ever did. I learned so many things about the human body that I never thought in a million years I would know. I learned basically a whole new skill set that I never thought in a million years that I would be learning that skill set and be able to work in a career like that for a year. And also, but I wanted to mostly point out, there's plenty of massage therapists that make a whole career out of it. So I'm not trying to scare everyone away from massage therapy. You can make a career out of it if you stretch, eat well, you know, do good body mechanics while you're massaging. All of that plays a role. Obviously, I didn't do a good job of that, hence why I kind of got out of it. So, but yeah, it is hard on your body, but just be healthy, you know what I mean? Is kind of the key with massage therapy if you want to make a whole career. Really, I'm not trying to scare you guys away. If you want to go to massage therapy, go for it. Like I said, it helped to get Josh and I out of all of our student loan debt that we had. So yeah, just wanted to fill everyone in. Not trying to scare you guys. Just if you're going to massage therapy and you want to make it a career, you can. Just be healthy, have good body mechanics, so on and so forth. You get it. So I remember I went home and I immediately called Josh. I had off work that day and I called Josh. I was almost in tears because I was just almost bawling on the phone. I went to this school because I thought this was gonna be a lifelong thing, and she straight up was like, nope, most people only last 2 to 5 years. So what am I doing here? Why did I go into this program? But I just paid for tuition. I just rearranged my entire life to work around this program with my job, I was really heavily involved in soccer. I just stopped all of that, you know, for this program. I just paid tuition. I just bought all the school books and the massage kit that was, you know, $150. And, you know, I just changed my whole life around this program. And then she said that this isn't a lifelong career. You know, you just kind of feel, I don't know, like a knife went through you. Like, what am I doing? And so Josh just was kind of talking me through it, and he goes, you know, just look at it as just stay in the program, because you know once you get out of it, it's only a 1-year program and it's at a fairly cheap school and it's a cheap program. So look at it this way, you'll go in it for a year, work for however long, and you'll be able to pay it back, because no matter what, I'll have that massage therapy certificate, so I'll be able to make more money than what I was now at the job that I was at. He was just trying to look at on the bright side, like, you'll be getting paid more money, therefore you can, you know, get that money back that you paid for school pretty early on, and we can pay up my other school loan that I had previously down. So I was like, okay, you're right. That helped. I feel a little bit better. That was a very long, 15 minutes of explaining my backstory of massage therapy. It was not my dream job. It was just there when I needed it, I guess. It helped me get to where I am at now, I guess you could say. So I was working with Monique in North Carolina, Exhale Massage Therapy, and I did that for about a year. And while I was working with her, I was kind of trying to dabble with running my own kind of massage studio, I guess. Really, the only reason I wanted to do it was for my own hours. I wanted to have my own hours because I wasn't working the hours that I really wanted to with Monique, which is understandable. It's her business, so of course she's gonna work the hours that works for her. But that kind of left me with the kind of night graveyard, whatever. I was only working, 4 to 8 or something like that. But it was the night stuff. Basically, when Josh got home from work, I was walking out the door. Basically, I just wanted to have my own hours. And when you're working for yourself, if you charge $80 for a massage, let's say for a 60-minute massage, you pocket the whole $80 versus when I was working with her, I was getting around half, maybe. I can't remember exactly. It was something like that, like half, which was still pretty good. But when you're working for yourself, of course you get 100% of everything. That's just how it works. So I was trying to start my own massage studio, and I did end up starting it, and I had it open for about 4 months. In that 4 months, I just kind of slowly was seeing that I just didn't really like it. It's a good thing it happened because it just kind of solidified, massage therapy just isn't for me. I'm only a year into working, and guess what? My hands are already hurting. I was taking CBD oil to help with the pain. Just already I was having pain, and I was only in the, oh my gosh, I have an eyelash that's dangling. That might have gotten it. Yeah, so it was kind of annoying because you wasted that 4 months on rent for that massage studio. But I'm also really happy it happened. So then I kind of knew all right, I just need to find something else to do. Went and talked to the girl that I was renting from, explained to her everything, and it all worked out exactly the way we needed it to, because shortly after, that's when we found out that we were moving to Seattle. So no matter what, we were gonna have to break the lease anyway. You know what I mean, for that massage studio. And also I was doing some traveling massages, and if you've never done traveling massages, it kind of sucks because, or at least it wasn't for me, is what I should say. Just, you had to lift that massage table. It's funny, I only had a few people that I massaged in their house. They were just close friends or family, and every single time that I had a appointment for a 60-minute massage, they all lived on the 3rd, 4th floor of an apartment building. So I'm lifting this massage table up, walking up 3 or 4 floors of steps. It was just, I don't know how people do it full time. I give them props because it cuts out the rent payment, the rent that you have to pay for. So I get that part of it. You're saving a lot of money just with traveling, but on the other end of it, yeah, you have to carry this heavy massage table up flights of stairs. It's just, I don't know how people do it, but I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so I kind of was dabbling. So I never thought in my entire life that I'd ever be an entrepreneur. And really the only reason that I was kind of playing with the idea of being, because I really want to work my own hours. That's probably the biggest drive of it. I like having my own hours. I get to pick them. And also, I don't know, I like working with for myself, and I know Josh comes from a really entrepreneurial family, so I guess his entrepreneurial side kind of rubbed off on me, why I started playing with the idea. I really just, like I said, there really is no other reason. I just wanted to have and work my own hours. That was really it. That was really the only biggest drive. I was just sick of working for people. I was sick of dealing with the petty work drama and trying to work with managers and bosses that aren't working with you, and different minds think differently and different opinions, everything. I just was ready to be my own boss, I guess. And I knew Josh was also working on his own projects at the time too, because like I said, he came from a very entrepreneurial side. A lot of his family have their own businesses. So his sister does, his dad does, his grandpa does, his sister's husband has plans of having their own business. His uncle does. He's an electrician. He has his own electrician company. Yeah, wow. That's a good amount of them that work for themselves. So Josh wanted to, he's working on his own stuff for that exact reason. So it's like, okay, I'll give it a go. I'd love to work my own hours, and this will help me figure out what my calling is, you know? All right, so I'm going on a lot of rambling. So had my own massage studio for about 4 months, decided I didn't like it, and then decided to close it down. And shortly after that, it might have been a little bit before Easter, I want to say. I remember Josh and I went to this flea market. So basically, these people just set up a booth. For example, one of these guys, he sells a lot of kind of guy type stuff, a lot of tools, old tools, antique tools that he found, or he has some construction vests, you know, those green and orange vests for construction workers. He finds them on wholesale and then resells them to construction workers. His booth is really big. There's a ton of stuff, but kind of the gist, so you get the idea. You just set up your booth Friday night or Saturday morning, and then Saturday, Sunday, you're there from 8 to 5 or whatever. It's a flea market and people come and shop. And this one was a giant one, and we lived in Durham, and this was the Raleigh flea market, so we lived pretty close to it. It was right by the church we went to when we were there. And one day, it was Sunday, and we're like, oh, we'll just stop at the flea market, it's still open. Everyone is talking about it, and we haven't gone there yet. And we went there, and then I met this girl, and her name's Hannah, and her store's called Hannah B's Boutique. I remember she had an indoor booth. Everything in her booth, she sold clothing and a little bit of jewelry. Everything in her booth was right up my alley. Adorable. Just very basic, solid color pieces, but really flattering. It was just, I wanted everything. I've never walked into a store and looked around and was thinking, wow, I would literally buy, if I had all the money in the world, I would literally buy everything in this store because I liked it that much. And it was a perfect size, and it was cute, and it was just her running it. And I bought a couple things, and it was all reasonably priced, within anywhere from $10 to $30. It was in that price range. In my opinion, very affordable. I'm saying affordable as in, if I was a college kid, who all college kids are pretty much broke, I think that was affordable. Like, if I wanted to walk in there and spend $20 on a dress, I could. Like, I think it was a pretty affordable price. And I remember I was checking out, and I was just thinking, Josh was like, just ask her some questions. And I was a little nervous. I was thinking, okay, she probably gets this all the time. That's why I was nervous asking, because I didn't want to be another person asking the same 1,000 questions. So I asked her a couple of questions, and she said that she came from an entrepreneurial side family, so she was kind of just bound to do something entrepreneurial. She always knew she wanted to do her own thing, and she was in college right now for, it might have been business or marketing, I can't remember. It was just kind of a broad degree though. Yeah, so she was getting a college degree, so she was just kind of doing that on the side. She said that she really just goes to manufacturers, and you email them and you reach out asking how much the product will it be for this many pieces and like the shipping cost, and then you just kind of, you know, calculate it in and figure it out. And then she pays for that spot. And then she just kind of told me about the flea market's rules if you rent a spot. Basically, what the deal is that you can have this spot for this price, but you have to be here every single weekend. No matter the holiday or anything, you have to be there. That's kind of the toss-up, is you get it at a good price, but you have to be there every weekend during their hours. But she made it, it's like, yeah, I work my own hours, I'm here on the weekends, and then I have Monday through Friday free, and I just shop for pieces that I like, and that I like and I would wear, and then I sell them. And I was like, this sounds like a really good deal. You're just basically shopping for things that you like and then you resell it. I don't know, it seems like a really good deal. But I didn't know anything about manufacturers, and she said that one of the hardest parts is finding manufacturers because there's so many out there. You know, it's just a lot of emailing back and forth, which it is, you quickly learn. So then it's funny. So basically I got back home and I was talking about with Josh, and I was like, man, that would actually be really fun. Just, you're kind of on your own hours. You can have just an online store. Because she told me that she was trying to get a website up. Right now she only was selling at the flea market and on Facebook, but she was trying to get a website going. And she said, like, you know, you could just sell online too. So I was just kind of talking about with Josh, and then I pretty much started looking into it that same day, just a little bit, not intense. And then around, it might have been November. I can't remember if this was 2018. I think this was November 2018 is when I purchased my first, literally only had 5 products, and 2 of them were jewelry pieces. And then I had, I think, 2 or 3 dresses. That was it. Only 5 things. And I got them in and I was just selling them on Facebook. But you know, I was literally brand new. And it took a while. I didn't even have the paperwork done with. The hardest part is probably figuring out the paperwork, and then finding manufacturers is more so time consuming than hard. If you need tips, like, just go on YouTube. There's a lot of people that do YouTube videos showing the steps on how to get the proper paperwork, steps on how to sell stuff, things like that. Sorry, Josh is going to the bathroom. When the doors open, they're really creaky, so that's why I'm just like waiting. The hardest part was probably the paperwork. Luckily, Josh is really, really good at figuring, I don't know how to explain. He's very good at figuring out the proper paperwork and figuring out what you need and reading through documents really fast and understanding it really easily and articulating it. And I just feel dumb as rocks whenever I read like legal documents of what, you know, laws and regulations of each states and stuff. In North Carolina, you needed a EIN number and a business license. Both of those, if I remember right, I think were free. I think so. I know the EIN number, I'm pretty sure, was free, and then, I don't know, I can't remember. They might have both been free, or if they did have to pay for one, it was really cheap, $20, like really cheap, but then you have it forever. Before I got the paperwork, I was trying to order a product, and I was so frustrated because all of the manufacturers, in order to purchase from their website, so let's say I wanted a dress, it was annoying because you log on to the website, whatever manufacturer you find, and you try and put it in your cart. You're like, oh, I want this dress, and you put it in the cart. It doesn't let you buy it until something pop up and it'll say, you have to have ordered from a manufacturer before you can purchase from us. But every manufacturer is like that, all of them. They all require that you order something. You have a receipt or a bank statement of proof that you ordered from a manufacturer before. I get what they're doing. They're trying to just take out customers. If you don't own a store, they're trying to just take out people buying dresses. But you know what I mean? Bulk dresses for, you know, half the cost or something, wholesale price. I get it. They're trying to get out just everyone coming to that website. They really are just aiming towards boutique or shop owners. I get it. It was just me starting out. I'm thinking, how are you supposed to order anything when you don't have, how is someone starting out supposed to order product? Like, how do you get your foot in the door? You know what I'm saying? If I can't order from this manufacturer, how are all these new boutique people like me starting out? I just didn't get it. I don't know what to do. Found this girl who just started her clothing boutique. I think it was called Hot Raleigh, Haute, Raleigh. But I think they moved to maybe Charleston, maybe? I think they moved, so I think she changed her name. I'll link her shop below. I saw that she just started too, so she I was just kind of going off of her Instagram. It looked like she just started, you know, not long before I did. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, can I meet with you? Because I have some questions and I'm trying to start a boutique and I'm having a lot of trouble getting started right now. And she was super nice. The store is run by her and her mom. They both kind of run it. And her mom I don't think she was feeling good. So I just met with the daughter. And I met with her and she was so helpful. She was saying her dad was a lawyer and she told me basically everything I needed. She told me apps I needed to get. She said, honestly, the whole like receipt thing, she's like, honestly, there was one time I accidentally uploaded the wrong thing. Because you're supposed to upload a receipt, some sort of proof that you ordered from a manufacturer before. And she was like, just a little hint, I don't think those people that check those uploads to make sure that you've ordered from a manufacturer before, she said, honestly, a lot of times they don't even really look at them. It looks like they just uploaded it and then you're good to go. Like they don't actually click it and look at it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then she told me that, you know, you could order just a jewelry, something really cheap maybe from AliExpress or Alibaba, like something like that, and then upload it and that would count. She told me some apps that are really helpful, some scan and an app that kind of flips an image for you for when you're trying to show product and stuff like that to people. And she told me this store that has discounted shipping supplies that were, you know, helps bring the cost of shipping down, so things are cheaper for customers, for you guys, because it's not like boutique owners want to skyrocket the price. They're just trying to get, you know, their money back. So just something to keep in mind. Boutique owners are really trying to get the price down for the consumers, so just something to think about. But yeah, she told me like there's a store that has really discounted shipping products. That'll be helpful when you ship it. It was just really helpful. And she actually went to school for, I think, fashion marketing. And so I was just gobbling up anything she gave. I was like, she's actually going to school for this and has some good points. So I got home. So I wrote all this down in my phone so I could remember it. And I basically just did exactly what she said and everything went really smooth. I ended up ordering just a cross necklace. I ordered like 3 of them for super cheap. But then I got that receipt, so it looked like I ordered from a manufacturer, and then I was able to upload that into all of the other manufacturers I wanted to order from, and I was able to make an account. It all went smoothly after that. So little pro tip, or maybe that's what everyone does and I had no idea. Maybe I just had no idea and low-key this is what everyone does, but that's what I did and it worked and it was very smooth sailing after that. So met with her, then I got all the paperwork, I got the EIN number, I got the business license. You have to upload all of that when you make an account also, and you have to have it for when you order stuff. You have to upload images of your business license and your EIN number, and you have to have some sort of proof that you ordered from a manufacturer before. You have to upload that, and I think you have to upload it almost every time you order something, or at least whenever you make an account with a manufacturer. I did that. That's when I got the 2 or 3 other dresses, and I got, I think, 1 or 2 other pieces of jewelry. So I got all those uploaded onto the buying and selling apps. I got them up onto Facebook. I don't think I made Shopify yet at that point. So a few months went by and I was just trying to stay up with posting those, you know, Poshmark, eBay, just sticking with all those. So I was doing all that. Eventually I wanted to look into, that's when I started looking into markets. Now I have I made a video a while ago about my rant with markets, the problem that I've had with, so I don't really want to get into it in this video. It's literally just a 10-minute video of me just complaining, which is probably not cute, but I've been dealing with this whole market issue for a very long time. Pop-up shops, markets, stuff like that. So I'll just say I went and was searching for pop-up shops and markets for weeks and weeks and weeks. I dumped so many hours into looking and applying to markets, and long story short, they were all full and I got put on a lot of wait lists. And they say that they're gonna call you back, and guess what? It's been over a year and I've never gotten a call back to ever attend one of the markets. And I don't think they like cycle people out. They just have the same boutique or shop people at each market. I feel like they don't like switch them out ever. It's been a whole ordeal. I'm still dealing with it to this day, but I was able to get into, so I dumped a lot of hours into that, applying to markets, emailing people, yada yada, the whole thing. But I was able to get into the Raleigh flea market, and basically you pay for a spot. I don't even remember. I think it was $40 for the weekend. It was something like that. And you pay for a spot, $40, Saturday and Sunday, all day. You have to be there, rain or shine, holidays or not, you have to be there. I went and bought a canopy and a table at Walmart for this. I set it up, and keep in mind, I only had 5 products. So Josh and I get there, and the canopy was a pain to get up. It was advertised all over that it's this canopy and it's easy and you just like push up in the middle and then this canopy is supposed to open up and you're good to go. Oh no, it was not that easy. So that was really annoying. I only had 5 things, so I literally just had a table with 5 things on it. That was it. And all of the other booths were huge. We knew going into this, the whole point of doing this is not coming out, this glitter glue for my eyeshadow. We knew going in that this was my very first market, the Raleigh flea market. So we went in, my only goal was to sell one thing, just one. I didn't care if it was a dress, I didn't care if it was a piece of jewelry. The second thing was I really wanted to observe everyone and ask questions, all the other people that were there selling stuff, because I wanted to take in like, okay, I know that this is probably gonna be a sucky market. It's our very first time ever. Keep the bar very low if you ever do your first market. Like, just don't get your hopes up and then get disappointed if nothing happens. Just observe and ask questions and try and learn. So that's what we did. So Josh came with me and we took turns and we walked around and we talked to the other people in the booths, and pretty much the biggest takeaway, I did sell something, so I checked that off. I sold a dress. So that was really awesome, because that was just kind of like, I wanted to sell at least one thing, but if it didn't happen, like, I wasn't gonna be butthurt about it because I set the bar very low. Yeah, so that, and I handed out some business cards too, which is, you know, always just a good thing to keep in mind. Always have business cards on you. I'm not very good at handing them out because I kind of always forget. They're in my purse, but you know, you have to remember to actually like, oh yeah, I have a boutique, and like get them. I don't know what it is. I always just forget to hand out, but I did it at the market. The biggest takeaway I got out of it though, what people are saying is you have to have a big booth, because then it forces people to come into your booth and walk around, versus I only had 5 things. So some of the other booth people are like, yeah, people are just, you know, they just walk by and see what you have just by glancing. If you have more product and just a bigger booth, they can walk in. It forces them to walk in and look around. So I was like, oh, that's a really good point. Definitely you have to weigh it also, because if you want a bigger booth, you have to have more product. And if you financially just can't afford, you know, more product, you know what I mean? Just work with what you have. Josh and I gave ourselves a budget each month for boutique. So it was like $50. Once I go over that $50, that's it. Don't buy anything else. You know what I mean? Just like balance it out. You want a bigger booth, so you need more product, so that it forces people to actually look and maybe potentially buy something. But also, if your budget doesn't allow you to buy more product, don't buy more product. Just work with what you have. You know, just a little tip. So went there, learned a bunch of stuff. Those were kind of the big ones, just bigger booth and more product maybe. Like maybe I went to that market a little bit too early. Maybe I should have waited a little bit, but it was really fun. and it was cool. You get ideas from what other people are decorating their booths with. Like, you just kind of get good ideas going. So went there. I was basically just doing online, making a couple online sales here and there. Then that kind of fast forwards us to Seattle now. And that is when we decided to moving to Seattle kind of gives me a good start of, I kind of figured out that massage therapy it helped pay our loans off, and it helped with the boutique a lot. Cause a lot of the tip money that I got as a massage therapist, I was using towards the boutique buying stuff. I also, before we went to Seattle, I did make a Shopify website. And here's the thing with Shopify. Shopify is something that it is frustrating because you're kind of building a website. I mean, you're making a website with no knowledge. My biggest advice to you is, if you're gonna make a Shopify website, first off, can you afford, Shopify's $30 a month. So take that in consideration. It is $30 a month. So do your research, but I've done a lot of research and it sounds like Shopify and Squarespace are probably the best out there, but just keep in mind it's $30 a month. From what I'm told, it's well worth it. And I love Shopify. I have it, I still use it, love Shopify. I'm just saying this, like, think about it before it's $30 a month, so just think about it. My second advice too is, when you make it, don't go in frustrated or anything. Just go in, pick a weekend. I did a weekend. I'm like, okay, I'm doing nothing this weekend but working on Shopify to build this website. I spent all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and a little bit into Monday, and I got it built. And I just did it all day, that entire weekend. My advice, just sit down and do it. Just sit down, figure it out, get it built, get everything up, and you'll get it. Don't rip your hair out trying to figure it out, or working on it here and there, or just willy-nilly sit down I'm in the mood to work on it. Just dedicate this block of time to work on it. Because I know the girl that I talked to, that I went to Starbucks with, that owns that hot Raleigh, that shop, she said that she had to actually contact some friends to do it. Also, I forgot to point out, this is a big point too, my husband's a software engineer, so there was a couple things I was struggling with and trying to figure out. I just asked Josh because he is literally a software engineer. So keep that in mind. It was probably a little bit easier for me because I can just ask Josh if I was having really trouble with any part of it. But I don't know, for the most part, I think what mostly helped me was just dedicating a whole weekend to work on it. It's going to be frustrating, so just don't go in with that type of attitude, go in positive, just take a deep breath, just one thing at a time, go slow. If it takes you 2 weeks, it's fine. Just take your time with it. And honestly, once you get up, it's super nice and you're gonna love it, and it will totally be worth it. I can promise you that. So just saying, it's worth it. Shopify is awesome. I think it's worth the $30, but I know some people that are probably just can't afford $30 a month. I completely get it. You don't know how many times I've gone back and forth and was maybe I should just cancel the Shopify. Maybe I jumped the gun too early on Shopify, and trust me, till this day, sometimes I still think about if I should just get rid of it. Maybe I started too early, maybe I need to wait a couple more years before I get a full-blown online store open. Yeah, so that took me, like I said, a whole weekend and into a Monday to build that Shopify. Josh and I did a lot of talking before we moved to Seattle. This is kind of a longer topic, but I know a lot of people have been giving me crap for just being a stay-at-home wife. I don't think anyone is really realizing the amount of conversations that Josh and I talked. I told him, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can be just a stay-at-home wife. You know what I mean? I grew up in a family where both parents worked 9 to 5. I never thought in a million years that I would be just able to work from home. I never thought that. even getting married, I never thought that I would find a husband that, you know, is a software engineer and was able to just live off of his income. I never thought that, ever. And I don't know, a lot of my friends are like, well, you're just a 24 stay-at-home wife, and it's just very offensive, you know? I would never ever say that to any of my friends that are, if they chose to stay home, you know what I mean? It's just offensive. I don't know. Also, I did not go up to Josh and was like, I want to be a stay-at-home wife. Like, people honestly think I did that. No, I did not do that. Josh actually came up to me and was like, you know, Brittany, if you don't like massage therapy, you can just stay at home. That's fine. We make enough money with my income that you can stay home if you're not happy as a massage therapist. And I was like, no, like, I want to help. I want to help pay the bills. I want to help pay our loans off and just feel accomplished, and it keeps me busy, like working and everything. So when Josh got the job here out in Seattle, that was when we really sat down and talked about it, and I was so back and forth on it because, you know, you don't want to get lazy, and, you know, people are judging you, and I don't know, I just feel like there are just mean people in the world that are forever going to judge you, and I don't know, you just kind of have to think about cutting them out of your life. I don't know. There's not a really nice way to say it. So when we moved here, I was like, all right, we're probably gonna have our loans paid off pretty soon. I feel like this is a really good time to just start fresh. Maybe this is a good time we're in a new city, a whole new area. Josh has a whole new job. I feel like this is a good time for me to just go all into the boutique. That's what Josh said. That wasn't, you know, I didn't come up with this idea. Josh was the one that suggested it to me, and I was like, if you think so, are we okay financially if I'm not going to be bringing in a lot of income? We're going to be strictly living off of your income. Can we afford that? Is that all right? And he said yes, you know, we're completely fine. We're going to have our loans paid off in 3 months. Yeah, like, I think you should go all in. So with that being said, that's when I started the blog. I was like, okay, this is a good time to start a blog. You know, we're moving across the United States. We're living in a brand new city, a busy city, a huge city. You know, I'll start a blog. Like, that's a good idea. And I do have a blog on my website, so I figured out how to put a blog on Shopify. I sat down and figured that out. I dove deep into a lot more of the buying and selling apps, what's all out there, and I tried to figure out Instagram a little bit more. I never really used social media a lot. I used it, but just not nearly as much as I'm using it now. So I used this whole opportunity to really like sit down and get into social media. I still got my license here in Seattle, so I was looking into that also. So I'm still a licensed massage therapist here in Seattle. I'm just not working anywhere, but I just got it as like a back thing. If anything were to happen, God forbid, you know, I would still be licensed here, so I could go work. I'm still being responsible, so if anything were to happen, I can still like jump back into being a massage therapist if need be. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a lot of crap the last few years, just kind of being, I don't know, because we got married young and everything like that, and I don't know. You just kind of have to sit down and figure out who your friends are, and if you're in my boat, you're young, you're 24, and you're a stay-at-home wife or mom, just know if anyone's giving you crap for being a stay-at-home wife, honestly, it's time to cut them out of your life. Honest, but brutally honest kind of thing. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm realizing as I'm getting older. And I'm just kind of sick of getting crap from people and this and that, so... But yeah, so I'm basically just working on the boutique full time, and if I'm looking at my numbers now compared to when I first started, there's been a huge improvement. I mean, that's good. You always want to get better. I don't know. And then I started just this year, 2020, January, that's when I started making YouTube videos. And it's just crazy to me. I look back at the amount of stuff that I learned having my own boutique or this entrepreneur side compared to when I was in school, and it is mind-boggling to me. I've learned so much more on my own, just hands-on learning it on my own, just going in and researching it myself than when I did when I was in school, which is why lately I've been pushing people, you know, if school's not for you, don't go to school. That's why I've been pushing it so much, because all college did for me was, in a roundabout way, is put me in debt. I just learned so much more on my own, just doing it hands-on, figuring it out on my own than school ever did. I don't know, just something to think about, I guess. You know what I mean? I was telling Josh that I was like, who would have thought in high school Brittany, that I learned how to make YouTube videos and edit videos? I would have never thought that. I was in film school and I didn't even learn that. You know, why aren't they teaching this? Just pull up iMovie and do it that way. When I was in film school, here's a little perspective on it. When I was in film school, they were using cameras that were from like the 1940s. Like the old school, it has the reel that you have to weave in, and when you edit it, you have to literally take a knife and like cut it to edit it. Just old cameras. And I'm thinking, why are we learning on this camera, this old camera? There's people that are making full-on movies, big screen movies with their phone. I just didn't get it. Why? It's like we're going backwards in time, learning, I don't know. And people are spending thousands of dollars for this, to learn on this camera, this like a 1940 camera that you can't even buy anymore, I bet. I don't know. I am so happy I got out of that film program. It's funny, when Josh and I were still dating, he was living in a dorm that was, it was kind of like a campus dorm. It was weird. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't on campus, but a lot of kids, they treated it almost like it was a campus dorm, the people that ran it, but it wasn't a campus dorm. So I don't know how to explain it. I remember someone that was working the front desk area. I was hanging out with Josh and we were leaving out to the car, and we had to stop, and Josh was just paying his rent for the month quick before he left. And I noticed that the guy that was working the front desk was in one of my film classes. So this was a year after I was in film school. So I was already out of film school. I was in Madison at that time. I was just visiting. And I was like, hey, weren't you in one of my classes when we were in film school at Milwaukee? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, what are you doing now? Like, I was just catching up with him because I recognized him. We weren't close. I just recognized him. And he's like, yeah, I'm out of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of it too. I just, kind of the kicker for me was we were in this class and it was called film, I think it was film 114. It was one of the starting classes. And I remember that they had this, she directed this film. I don't even remember what it was. It was not a big film. And we watched it in class, and guess what? It was weird. No wonder why I didn't make the big screen. It was so weird. No one knew what the was going on in this film because it was experimental film. And I remember she Skyped in and the whole class was just kind of asking her questions that any of the students had, and she was kind of talking about it and just kind of the lifestyle of being a experimental film director. And she said something that just really stuck with me. That was just the kicker to get out of the films program. She goes, honestly, you're not gonna make a lot of money making film. You're not. You're putting a lot of money. You have to, and then she's kind of rattling off all these things that you have to pay for. You have to pay people that are working on the film, the actors and actresses. You have to pay for the editing, and you're gonna be putting in, sometimes you're gonna be working all night and you might not get your money back. All the money that you're dumping in to make a film, you might not get it back because you don't know if it's gonna sell well. And this girl was probably, she basically openly said that she is this 40-year-old woman who is still not making money. She's working at a full-time job that doesn't have anything to do with her film program, and she does film on the side, but I just couldn't believe she openly said this. She was just straight up like, you're not gonna make money on this, is basically what she was saying. And that was it. I was basically checked out at that time. I'm just thinking, she's putting all this money in to make a film and she's not getting nearly the money back on it. You know, she has to pay for everything. You can put $20,000 into making a film, which is not a lot of money to make a film, and then she's not even making that back after they're done. And she's working all hours of the night, all hours, and she's in her 40s. I think she was in her like 40s. That was the kicker. I told him this exact story, that guy at the front desk, and he said, yeah, my friend, he's like, I'm actually out of the film program because my friend told me that I could make film and just not have a college degree. I can just go and do it. I'm just like, that's what I'm doing now. I'm basically making film that I'm editing for free on iMovie, and I can upload it for free on YouTube. This is all stuff that you could just learn on your own. Like, why are we all paying money to go, at least specifically the film program? I don't know. I'm not saying this is for everyone. I'm not saying everyone should just say, screw school, I'm not going to school. I'm not saying that. I know plenty of people that went to that exact program that I was in, and they're doing great right now. They have a full-time job working with film, and their life is wonderful. I just think for a lot of people, like, just think about it before you spend thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, can I just learn this on my own? That's it. That's all I have to comment on that. And honestly, I can't complain too much because I met my husband that year that I was in film school. That's where I met him, and we started dating, and now we're married and been married almost 3 years. So I can't say college was a complete bust. Financially, it was a bust. I kind of finished like my story on the background of I Started Boutique. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm just working on it full time. I don't know, I'll give you kind of how my overall day looks is I get up, make coffee, and like, so for example, I'll use today as an example. Today I kind of have my usual dailies of I post stuff on social media. So any jewelry, dresses, stuff like that, I just try and keep them up to date on the buying and selling websites. So for today, for example, I'm filming and I'll usually edit at night because the only thing I can edit the videos on are on my husband's computer, his work computer, but he is obviously working with it right now. So I have to wait and edit videos until he's done working, and he's usually done working around maybe 6 o'clock at night. So today I'm filming. I'm gonna be doing my usual dailies, posting on the social media. Then I usually write some blogs just to, I don't know, I'm trying to keep up with blogs. I like trying to post blogs at least 3 times a week, but since I started getting into YouTube, editing and filming takes up a lot of time. So little heads up on the blogs that are on my website. Instead of getting those up 3 times a week, they might be more like 1 time a week. I'm really sorry. I'm just not good at editing, and it takes me a while, and I'm trying to really learn YouTube right now, and I've just been busy. So because I'm busy with this, I've kind of cut into my time where I would be writing up blogs. Bear with me, I'm really trying. Like last week, I didn't even think I got a blog up at all last week because I was busy editing and filming. Also, my husband asked me this yesterday. He goes, well, Brittany, what do you prefer doing? Do you prefer writing up the blogs, or do you prefer YouTube? And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, I think I'm enjoying YouTube more. So with that being said, I should probably be putting more time into YouTube. I don't know. I'm still really new to it also, this whole YouTube thing. So like I said, it might be too early to tell yet, but as of right now, when Josh asked me yesterday, I do think that I have been enjoying YouTube more. It's a little more face-to-face, and I kind of have been enjoying the editing process too. I know I'm not that good at it, but it's kind of fun. And like I said, I've been getting better, or in my opinion, I've been getting better each time. Something else that happened yesterday was we got an email saying that Seattle is basically on almost full lockdown mode. So the only time that you're allowed to go outside is if you're working out. But if you're working out, you have to be alone and do the social distancing. So like Josh and I couldn't go on a run together. We don't do that anyway, but just saying you have to work out alone. Or if you're going grocery shopping, like something that's essential, you know? Otherwise, no, you can't just, it sounds like you can't just like go to the park or anything. It has to be you're working out or you're just getting in your car is what it sounds like. And everything is closed. Except maybe the post office? I don't know. I shouldn't say everything. I have no idea. Most things are closed is what I should say. And we just got that yesterday. So that's kind of where we're at. But my kettlebell just came in today, so I'm able to do some workouts inside now instead of just running. Oh, sorry, I didn't know my mirror was. Sorry, guys. I might have asked this in the beginning. Do you guys like when I put the music overlay on it? I don't know. I keep going back and forth on it because a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, when they do these kind of get ready with me type videos, there are always no music in the background or just talking. But I'm really new at it, and I know like I'm not smooth in talking, and sometimes there's gaps and this and that. I'm not as good as them, basically. So sometimes I think it's nice putting the background music in just for, it doesn't make it so awkward. I don't know, let me know below if you like it or not. I mean, it's easy enough to just not put music in if people really don't like it, but I thought maybe it makes it a little less uncomfortable. Oh yeah, I remember I was gonna bring up. I was going to say I might try and do a vlog, like a week in our life vlog. I feel like it's gonna be boring because we're all kind of in lockdown mode, but I'm also, Josh and I are bored, so maybe it'll be fun just kind of filming a week in our life right now. So I got this one up, and then I need to start filming more videos for a Candid update, because I know I left that other Candid video on a cliffhanger. I mean, I didn't mean to do that, just that's where I was at in my aligners at the time. So I kind of had to end it there. So I need to do an update video on that on the next few sets of aligners. So I need to start filming for that. Yep, I still need to work on our Portland vlog. Honestly, I haven't even looked at those. I'm editing another video that I just got. I actually just posted it this morning. So that is ready to go. So you can go check that out. I'll link that in the description box or on the end card here. That one's another chit chat get ready, just kind of a life update with Josh and I. But I think that's all I have to say. That was kind of my background on how I thought of the boutique and what kind of inspired me to do it. And I'm sure I'm probably missing stuff off the top of my head. That was kind of the steps that took me to where I'm at now. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. You don't even know how appreciative I am. Seriously, I was so hesitant starting YouTube, and I pulled the trigger. Even like the 20 views that I'm seeing on some of these videos is just so incredible. I never thought anyone, I thought it would be me that watched them. But I'm actually seeing other people that are watching them, which I never thought ever, and it's only like 20 views. But yes, please like, subscribe, share the video with your friends and family. Follow me on all my social medias. I have them linked at the end card, and I have them linked down below. Please message me. I respond to every single message, DM, everything. If you have questions, suggestions about any of the videos, or just want to chat, please go ahead. Like I said, I seriously respond to all of them because I'm a smaller channel and I'm able to do that, and I'm really happy that I can. But thank you. Please follow, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.